The World Juniors just never disappoint. What an incredible final day of games with both the gold and bronze medal games living up to the hype. And I gotta give it to the Swedish crowd. There's nothing like watching the World Juniors with a European crowd. The energy throughout the day was just electric, which makes what the Americans pulled off today even more impressive. And it really didn't start too well for them in the first period, if I'm being honest. Sweden really dominated play to start the game and had a majority of the chances. The Americans were heralded as the offensive juggernaut before the game, but it was really the Swedes that were putting on a show offensively in the beginning. But the US is just so good when it comes to elimination games. They would weather the initial storm thanks to their goalie Trey Augustine, and would capitalize on one of their only chances in the first period with a gorgeous play by McGroarty, Smith, and Perreault. I think that goal really helped them shake off the nerves to start the game, and you could really see that in their play as they were much better throughout the rest of the game. The Swedes did have a solid start once again to the second period though, which would help them get back to even thanks to some amazing work down low to open up the ice for the defensemen. That really seemed to be the MO for the Swedes this game, while the US seemed happy to use their opportunities on the counterattack to create a majority of their scoring chances. And that's exactly what they would do just a few minutes after Stenberg's goal to tie it up, as Isaac Howard would take this gorgeous ring around by Fortescue and bury it past the Swedish goalie Hugo Havlet. This is definitely a designed play, as Fortescue knows that his winger has blown the zone and is behind the last man back. So he rings this puck around as hard as he can to get the puck behind Wielander. It's a low-risk, high-reward play that pays off, as Howard makes a beautiful move to put the US up 2-1. Howard would score again just a few minutes later to extend the lead to 2 with a fortunate bounce off the goalie. While the bounce was fortunate, everything leading up to that was thanks to the relentless aggression by the US forwards. They would win 3 straight puck battles against their Czechs to keep this puck alive and get it to the front of the net. The scales were really starting to tip here as the US was starting to dominate a lot more of the play as the period went on. But with just seconds remaining in the period, Jonathan Lekkerimäki would bring the Swedes back within 1. This set up the perfect third period, with the Swedes within striking distance of making a push to come back and record a historic win. To win their first gold medal in almost 11 years, and their first ever on home soil. But the US had other plans. They would come out and extend their lead back to 2 thanks to a goal by Zeev Boyum early in the third. And they would just absolutely lock the Swedes down after that, giving them really nothing to work with other than low percentage shots from distance. And then, Ryan Leonard would put this game to bed with this incredible solo effort, outworking 2 Swedish players on a solo rush to bury the Swedes and put this game out of reach. This line of Ryan Leonard, Gabe Perreault, and Will Smith was absolutely lights out the entire tournament. I gotta say, I feel like one of the defining features of most American teams at these World Junior tournaments is the confidence that they play with. This was by no means an easy game for them to come out and win. The Swedes had one of their strongest rosters in recent years, and were also playing with a home crowd advantage. But even in their pre-game interviews, you could tell these kids were confident in their abilities, and actually enjoyed playing the villain role.
For sure. We lost to those guys 2 years ago at U18 Worlds, and we remember it like yesterday. They stripped the gold medal from our necks, so we're going to be ready to go, and we're going to give them everything we got.
Hopefully a lot of boos. We love the boos, so we want to keep giving them something to boo about.
To have that kind of mindset at 18, 19 years old is just incredible to me. And man, were these kids expressive in their celebrations too. These guys absolutely loved the spotlight and fed on the boos in the third period especially. So congratulations to Team USA. You guys were absolutely lights out all tournament long and definitely deserve to win it all. But I do want to take a minute to acknowledge the Swedes as well. The narrative going into this game was almost unanimously about how the Swedes are notorious underperformers when it comes to the gold medal games and how they only have 1 gold medal in modern World Juniors history. But make no mistake, this was not a choke job by the Swedes. This US team was just a better team overall. I think it's totally unfair to this group of players to blame them for almost 40 years of underperforming teams. A silver medal is still an incredible feat to achieve in this tournament, but for now, the gold medal curse continues for Sweden. Luckily for them, I think they're able to bring back 8 or 9 guys from this already stacked team to next year's squad, so that should be fun to watch. Hope you enjoyed this recap of the gold medal game. Thanks for watching.